everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be sharing with you all my breastfeeding and postpartum experience. So if you would like to know how my breastfeeding and postpartum experience went, go ahead and continue watching my video. But before you continue watching, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the post bell notification, which will allow you to know when I post a new video every single week. So let's go ahead and get started with this video.
How is breastfeeding going?
Okay, so breastfeeding, I think it has been hard. Well, I think it gotten better than when I first started, because when I first got out of the hospital, I was just breastfeeding. I wasn't giving the baby formula at all. It was just straight breastfeeding. And when I came out of the hospital, my nipples were literally like on fire, remember? So they would hurt a lot. So I feel like for a first time, it's hard because your nipples hurt and they're sore. But I feel like after 2 weeks, it got better. And now I feel like it's better. Like it doesn't hurt me anymore. But I feel like it's still hard, because in order for you to make enough breast milk, you have to continue to do it like every 4 hours. Every time you feed the baby, you have to eat right. You have to eat enough food, and the right amount of food too. You have to drink a lot of water. And it's just hard because sometimes you just don't make enough milk to be able to feed the baby. So next question.
Next question is, do you like breastfeeding?
I think I'm in between. Like, I wish that I could make more breast milk, but you just have to like stay on it so much to the point where you're just like, you know, breastfeeding every 4 hours, you're eating right, you're drinking enough water. And I'm doing a combination of formula milk and breast milk, so that kind of like lowers your breast milk because you're formula feeding your baby. So maybe next pregnancy, like next time I have a baby, I'll truly focus on like the first month, just focus on like breastfeeding the baby completely and not worry so much about the formula. But it's really hard. Like, no matter how much I try to pump and everything, it's just like, it's hard. I think you just have to like continue to keep up with it and stuff. So do I like it? I do like it, but I wish that my body was making more milk. Like, it's just, it can be hard. So I can say that I'm in between when it comes to breastfeeding. I don't necessarily like it, but I don't dislike it either.
How long was your postpartum period?
All right, so my postpartum period, well, I would say when I gave birth, I think that was the whole postpartum period. So when I gave birth, after that I had my period for like 4 weeks, so that was a long time. Like, it was like a whole month bleeding. It wasn't like heavy bleeding, but it was in between, so it was a long period, the longest period I ever had in my life. So it went away, and then now I got my real period, but it wasn't even like a period, it was more like spotting. And it's because I'm breastfeeding, because when you're breastfeeding you don't really get a period, you just spot. And yeah, so far that's all I had. Next question.
How did you feel postpartum?
Okay, so this is the crazy part. This is where things get real. So when you're in the hospital, obviously you feel like you have the nurses next to you, you have the doctor, and like you have like them bring you food all the time. So I only lasted like 2 days at the hospital because I had a normal delivery. It was like 2 to 3 days because I had a normal delivery. So it was nice being there because you get the help from the nurses, they bring you food and stuff, so you're just basically in bed all day. But when you go home, you know, you have to go back to your regular schedule. Even though I wasn't working, I was on maternity leave, but you know, you have to clean around the house, you have to cook, you have to make your own food and stuff. So I thought it was so hard because it's more like mental. Like, you have to like, you get aggravated quickly, like you get mood swings, and not only that, you get sad. Like, I would like tear up for no reason too. Like, it was just like no reason at all. Like, it's just so weird. Like, when you go through it, is that you understand, and then you get kind of like the baby blues. It's like you kind of get sad for like no reason. But yeah, it's kind of like weird. So I feel like the first 2 weeks after you give birth, when you go home, those are the hardest weeks. Like, you really just have to get through it. So you'll understand when you have a baby. But I think the best thing to do is like have somebody to talk with your partner, or talk to your mom. I feel like talking to your mom or your aunts are like, it really helps because they've been through it, so they can like advise you and like help you through it. Next question.
Did everything heal and go back to normal?
So far I feel like the weight has come down. Like I was able to shed the weight quickly because I was breastfeeding, and that helps you lose weight. So my stomach has gone down like a lot. Like it's really back to normal. But oh, and also like down there, I know it's too much information, but I feel like it has gone down back to normal because the swollen when you come out of the hospital and you give birth, like you're swollen, so like everything has to heal and go back to normal. So yeah, I would say that you do heal and you go back to normal. It just takes a while. Okay, next question.
Any mood swings or depression?
The first 2 weeks in the first month of giving birth, yeah, I feel like I had mood swings. Like you just get mad at stuff quickly, and you kind of get depressed because it's like you have a baby and you have to take care of the baby, and then the baby will cry every like 2 to 3 hours because you have to feed him. But now he's sleeping longer, so yeah, I think it just gets better. But at the beginning, yeah, you kind of just get depressed a little bit there. Next question.
What was the hardest part of being postpartum?
I think the hardest part of being postpartum is, like I said, the first 2 weeks when you come out the hospital, and like not having my mom as close as I wanted her to be, because she doesn't live that far away, but it's not like she could have come every single day of the week over here because she works. So I think that was the hardest part. I think that maybe if I would have gotten a little bit more help, it would have been a little bit easier, because I was a first-time mom. So because most of the stuff I was a babe, but obviously like we're new at this, so it was kind of hard. But I feel like we got through it. Like we got the hang of it to the point where we know what we're doing now. Next question.
Any constipation?
So I think not really, because when you come out of the hospital, they give you like these little red pills that you drink, and that's supposed to, like, you know, help you go to the bathroom so you don't have any hard stool. So I really haven't had any constipation. I've been going to the bathroom every single day, and I stopped taking those red pills. I only took them for like the first 3 weeks, I think it was, and then after that I stopped taking them because I don't want my body to get used to it either. But so far I go to the bathroom every day, so yeah, it's been good.
What advice do you have for others?
Oh, the advice that I have for others is that, okay, so if you're a second-time mom, I think like it's gonna be easier, because by next time that I have a baby, it's gonna be easier because I already know what I'm gonna go through. But if you're gonna be a first-time mom, I will say have at least, like, if you have your partner, that's good, but at least have a family member closer to you, like your mom, or if you don't have your mom with you, or like an aunt or something, because like it's hard the first month because you just don't know what the heck you're doing. Like you just don't know what you're doing, and you really need the support there, not only like physical support but more like mental, emotional support, because it's hard, you know, like it's just a new stage that you're going into in your life as a mom. So I would say get somebody there to help and support you. And also try to think that this is not forever. This is something that you're gonna go through and you're gonna come out of. Like you just, it's a stage that you go through when you first give birth. And try to stay as positive as you can, or even go online and like join like a group of mom group or something like that, so like that way you can talk to other moms, or like YouTube stuff, so that you don't feel so alone. And yeah, I would say that is my biggest advice to help you, like if you're a new mom, or even if you're a second-time mom. That, I guess that would be, yeah, my advice to people.
Did the weight come off?
Yeah, the weight was able to come off quickly, and my advice for other girls would be to breastfeed the minute that you can at the hospital. Like it's literally the same day that you give birth, so breastfeed as much as you can, because the more you breastfeed, the more calories you're gonna lose. Like you just lose weight quicker when you're breastfeeding. So yeah, I would say breastfeed once you give birth, and you will lose the weight much quicker. I mean, I was able to lose it like that much quicker. And I was also waist training, like I had my waist trainer, so put it on right after you come home from the hospital. I will literally put it on the first weeks, or the first like, yeah, the first 2 weeks, like 4 hours a day, and then I put it up to 8 hours a day. So that helps a lot too, to flatten down the stomach.
What kind of waist trainer?
Oh, and if you are looking for a certain waist trainer to wear, go on Amazon, which is where I got mine. I actually should put the link down below. It was a postpartum waist trainer, because you don't want to just use any waist trainer because you can hurt your body. You just give birth, like your insides are still swollen. So this one specifically for women who have given birth is a postpartum waist trainer, and it helps your stomach flatten down again. And I'm gonna do a whole separate video on the weight loss and how my stomach went back, because I've been taking pictures of my stomach ever since I gave birth, so you guys can see like the progress. So I'll do a whole separate video on that, and I really recommend that waist trainer. So I'll probably leave the link down below, or I'll probably just link it to my other video that I'm gonna do about this.
Have you started working out?
And I have not started working out yet, because I mean, I can do walking. I'm gonna start walking once it's a little bit better outside, but I want to start working out, give myself a few more weeks, like completely after the 3 months are up, because I feel like lifting weights is still like risky. Like I really don't want to end up hurting myself, so I'd rather wait a little bit more. But walking, I'm gonna start walking once it's like better outside and stuff. So for now, no, I haven't started working out, but I will soon.
What type of birth control are you planning on using?
So I plan on using an IUD that doesn't have any hormones, because I don't want to be on hormones. I feel like my body doesn't do good with hormones. So I plan on using an IUD that doesn't have any, and I'll use it for a little bit until I'll just go back again to just, you know, using the rim method, which is when you chart your period and do it on the days that you can't really get pregnant. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll use an IUD for a few, because you can't just go back to, you know, using a rim method, because you have a higher chance of getting pregnant after you give birth. So I really don't want to get pregnant right now, so I'm going to go on an IUD.
How is sex?
Okay, so I gave birth February 17 and we're in April 17 right now. So it's been 2 months, and no, I haven't had any sex until I actually go on birth control, because you have to wait a bit longer to get an IUD after you had a vaginal delivery, because your uterus has to shrink back to its regular size in order for them to put an IUD in there, because, you know, you don't want it to fall out. So I haven't had sex, and I will once the doctor says I can, but so far I still can't, so no sex for me.
Are you planning on getting the COVID vaccine?
So I am not planning on getting the COVID vaccine right now, because I'm breastfeeding, and I saw an article and somebody got the COVID vaccine and they were breastfeeding their baby, and the baby actually got a bad reaction and ended up passing away, which is serious, because like, wow, I don't want a situation like that. So I'm not gonna get the vaccine. I'm gonna wait until I stop breastfeeding, and then I'll get it, because I'm not scared to get it for myself, because I know many other people who have gotten it already and they haven't gotten any bad side effects so far. So I think I should be fine, but not right now while I'm breastfeeding. Okay, so that was the last question on the list. So I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. These are just, you know, some questions that I had, so that you guys can understand my experience from breastfeeding and postpartum. So if you are going through breastfeeding right now, or are planning on having a baby, or you guys are going through postpartum right now, stay strong. This is not gonna be forever. I know it's hard, but I'm here like on YouTube to give advice too. So I also went through it. I'm going through it right now. So I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you for taking your time to watch, and goodbye.